The promoter from Peterborough, Ged Rathbone. Welcome to the Isle of Wight, buddy. Good to see you.
Always enjoy my visits to the Isle of Wight.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Well, I wanted to sit and talk to you really about the wonderful meeting you've got coming up for the Ben Fund, and it's, I'm really pleased that you've got to stage it because you've put on such wonderful events, and the location is perfect for everyone to get to.
Yeah, Paul Ackroyd's asked us for a few seasons now to stage the event, and it's not been the correct timing. I think that, like you say, the venue is perfect for everyone because it's central. The riders enjoy getting there. You know, we can get supporters from right around the country. And, you know, as we do at Peterborough, we do like to hold big events, and we like to be a bit different. And we like to, you know, to make an impact on, you know, putting a performance on a show.
Yeah, that's clearly was. I enjoyed the fours when I went there, so last year. So let's hope that the Ben Fund is something similar.
Well, I mean, the lineup that we've got so far, you know, we've got the world champion in there. You know, we've got Kenneth Bier, Hans Andersen, Stevie Worrell, and the list just carries on. You know, I think Scotty Nichols in there.
It's a bit stronger this year, the lineup as well than the previous seasons.
On the names that's been announced so far, everyone's either a GP rider or a former GP rider.
Yeah.
So you know, the lineup is going to be something special.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole intentions, the cause of what it's for, the benevolent fund, is absolutely brilliant. You know, Gary Havelock's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows what's happened to him.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise how much the Ben Fund actually done for these riders.
Yeah.
Without speaking to Paul Ackroyd, you know, over a couple of meals. I think last year they spent nearly £90,000 in one season.
Wow. Yeah.
Handouts to riders, to you know, injured riders, and you know, the likes of Gary Stead and Gary Havelock and John and various other people. So you know, it's a massive cause. We as a club want to get massively behind it.
Yeah.
And I'd love, you know, I always put figures on things. I'd love to see 5,000 people there.
Wow.
You know, that's what we're trying for.
Aim high, as they say, and they should achieve well. We'll aim for 6,000 and get 5.
Yeah. I think Rye House has got the biggest attendance, and I think that was something like 4,200.
Right.
You know, if the weather's right to us, and you know, we can get some sunshine.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen, and fingers crossed. There's all sorts happening on the day.
I was going to ask you about that. So you've got the fantastic lineup, of course. And so, what other entertainment have you got?
We've got like a shopping village where there's going to be various things, all-time bikes. There's going to be club shops there, so people can buy merchandise from the clubs. You know, the old-timers, the Japs, the Southern Riders track, I believe, is going to be there with an event.
Are they going to be on track, or are they just
No, they're just going to be like a shopping village.
Oh, okay, right.
So you know, the whole idea is as you come into the turnstiles, you come through the turnstiles and you hit the shopping village straight away. So there's going to be something happening from the second that you walk through the doors.
Brilliant.
We've got riders getting interviewed at various times. We're going to have a stage there, and again we've got rider doing signing autographs.
Yeah.
You know, in little groups. So there's all things happening. There's going to be more things coming out, getting advertised. We've got track walks where hopefully we're going to have former world champions taking supporters around on the track.
Excellent.
So I think Sam Ermolenko is going to be there. Gary Havelock's obviously going to be there. Hopefully Jason Doyle, he'll do the track walk with some riders, supporters as well.
Okay,
so
and how do people get that? Is it just on the day?
Yeah, just on the day.
Right.
And again, I think we've put a fee on it, which, you know, again, it's just to help funds.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
and it's when I spoke to Paul and he actually told me what to do, and it's not just for the riders, it's for the riders' families as well. So, you know, if someone, you know, they help the families and they do funds for the kids, you know, for when they're 18, if, you know, if something serious happens to the, you know, the fathers when they're riding.
I think we see all the serious injuries, don't we? But they also do a lot for the lesser injuries too, don't they?
You know, if you know, if you're out for a few weeks, I know obviously Dan Phillips. You know, he obviously had a serious accident last year. You know, he obviously had a payment out off them. You know, and if you have a Simon Lambert, I think from Peterborough, he's had a payout when he broke his wrist.
Yeah.
So even if you're out for a couple of weeks, you know, Speedway Rider doesn't earn any money.
That's right.
So you know, the benevolent fund obviously does a handout and helps them. And I think it's a brilliant cause. And what we've got to emphasise to everyone who's gone, not one single penny goes to the club.
Yeah.
So, you know, we as a club, Peterborough Speedway, we host the event. We're going out of our way to do everything we can for the event.
Yeah.
And every single penny goes to the riders.
Oh, that's amazing.
Every penny.
That clubs do that, and there's congratulations to you and that everybody at Peterborough is doing that. I think that's brilliant, because you're right, the cause of it is fantastic. It aids all injured speedway riders across the board, really, and it goes from strength to strength every year.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. When Paul asked us to do it, it has faded off over the last few years, and we were quite adamant if we were going to do the event, we'd done it our way.
Yeah.
We've had some very successful events over the 2-3 seasons past. The Fours weekend, the Fours last year was the biggest sporting event in modern day era. So we wanted to carry that on. The riders who's agreed to do it, they've done it with no effort whatsoever.
Yeah.
As soon as we've rang them, explained what we're doing, explained the lineup that we were trying to get, and they've jumped on board straight away. So credit has to go to them riders.
Yeah.
And again, I think the location has been a big help for them as well, because they're not travelling 3, 4, 5 hours to get to a track.
Yeah.
And again, we're a bit of a biased one here, but they do like riding Peterborough, so we get pestered constantly. Come and have a ride, but that's the beauty of where we are.
People are always rigging me for the Isle of Wight as well. They go on it constantly.
Yeah.
But it's true, Peterborough's a lovely track, and it has
is.
Fantastic racing, and it's a great place to hold it. So, is there sponsorship opportunity still available for anybody that wants to do that?
There is some packages available. They're on the Peterborough website. They should be on there. They're on the Riders Benevolent Fund website. We start looking for a main team sponsor. So if anyone's out there who wants to help, and it's not a lot of money. So, if someone thinks they could be interested, contacted us, I'm sure we can do something.
Yeah.
There's various different things. There's, hospitality tickets that you can get, which are, I think starting from about 50 quid, 100 quid. And again, you'll be treated special on the day.
Yeah.
So there is lots of things happening. For me as well, we've tried to do it different, where we've actually got Gary Havelock and Gary Stead actually going to be riding bikes.
Wow. Okay.
It's in Gary Havelock's time. It's the first time he's going to be sat on a bike since his crash.
Yeah.
He's very, very keen on it. He is actually getting some Kevlars made. Yep. And as he said, he didn't think for 1 minute he would have to do that ever again in his life.
Yes.
But he is designing Kevlars. He is going to wear them on the day, and they will be auctioned off at the end of the day.
Great idea. Yeah.
And again, we've got to give a shout out to SFR Racewear.
Yeah. I'd like to ask if it was him that was doing it. Yeah.
Yep. They're donating the Kevlars free of charge. Malcolm's, he's fantastic with things like that. So, a big shout out to him for doing that. I have to say,
when we did the Two Fat Submariners charity Selwyn, Malcolm, he was fantastic. He really supported that event when we raised a significant amount of money, and I'm glad to see that he's doing something still with the event.
He does. He obviously does the Peterborough Kevlar, so he's been one of our backers since I took over the club.
Yeah.
And he's a pleasure to deal with. Nothing's ever too much trouble. And we rang him up and we gave him the idea of the Abbey thing, and he was like, "Oh, Ged, go on then." Literally straight away. It was like, "Yeah, you're twisting my arm." And obviously he used to do Gary's equipment, previous to that. So it's good, and we just need the supporters to back it.
I can't see any reason why they shouldn't come. There's a great party atmosphere always at Peterborough, and you have the right lineup, and strongly urge everybody to get behind it. It's a fantastic day, and it's not just about raising money for the Benevolent Fund. It's a great day out. It's going to be great.
That's your idea of it. It is going to be a day out. There's everything happening. You're not going to be sat for an hour and a half waiting for the meeting to start. Prior to the main event, I believe we're going to have Ollie Allen doing some laps. Hopefully we've talked Mark Loram into doing some laps.
Ged Rathbone.
Yeah, no, not a chance. Like I say, Sam Ermolenko is going to be there as well. We are in contact with Bruce Pennell.
Okay.
Yep, and Bruce, through messaging on Facebook, etc., he is desperately trying to arrange some business events that he's got so he can attend.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So, hopefully we'll know, I would think, by the end of next week if that's going to be realistic. If not, I'm sure he'll do something for us.
And let's remind everybody of the timings.
It's March 18th.
Yep.
Main event starts at 2 o'clock, but we should have people on track from probably 1:15. There's some youth racing going on from then.
Okay.
And the likes of Ollie Allen and Mark Laram, hopefully he'll do some pre-laps.
Excellent.
And just come down, enjoy it, and that's what we're all about. Help the fund.
Okay, that's good. So we've finished on the Ben Fund. How's Peterborough for the season coming along?
Next question. We don't panic at Peterborough. Everyone slates us for the way we build our team, and they have done since 2015 when I bought the club. However, we are one of the most successful clubs in the last few years, and we know what we want. We know what we have to do.
Yep.
We won 2 major trophies last year out of the 5, and we want to continue to do that. As far as the team is concerned, there's riders in there who have got a lot of improvement in them, and there's a lot of riders in there who, they have to up their game to continue in the English League, really. Yeah. And we're confident they can do that, because that's what we do. We know we'll work with them, we'll encourage them, and we'll get the best out of them.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And I'm glad you touched on season tickets, because I'm a firm believer in season tickets are not only it allows fans to have the best price for coming all year, but it's also their belief in what we do as promoters. And our season ticket sales are nowhere near yours, but they will be one day.
Yes.
But I'm proud to say they're going to be up by 10% this year. And so for me, that says, actually, we believe in what you and Martin are doing, Barry, and we want to be part of that. And that's important, right?
It is. I've always said once I joined Peterborough, once I got the club, if I couldn't put a competitive team out, I wouldn't be there.
Yep.
And the season tickets from day one, we do 150. I've always been open. We do 150 season tickets, which when you look at the amount of that, that's a massive budget for the start of the season.
That's right.
And it just gives you a little bit of an extra float, for things that happens, whether it's an engine blow up or something happens with a frame on a bike or whatever it is for. But you've got that safety net there. And it also puts, like you say, the belief that the supporters who are supporting you,
that's right,
believe.
That's a nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, and it makes you think, yes, we're doing it right.
Exactly.
And for the first time this year, I'm sat thinking, maybe we're not doing it right. But I've got to believe in what we're doing. And it's not what you start the season on, it's how you finish the season.
That's right.
So, like you say, no one gives us a hope with Jack Ola last year. He come in on a 7-point average for a number 1, and he was by far the best rider of the season, and he's by far the best number 1 I've signed since 2015. Maximum after maximum, and a pleasure to work with. And like you say, we'll do the same again this year. We know what we have to do. We've got the experience, and we will be there or thereabouts. That's brilliant. Ged, all the best for 2018, and thanks for coming to Wight with the GB Youth. Pleasure. Can I just say a big thank you to your track staff as well for getting the lads on the track yesterday. Yeah, thank you. And like I say, generally, not because I'm sat talking to you, but the Isle of Wight is a fantastic setup, and anyone who's thinking about holidaying over here must come and watch us. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Cheers, buddy. Have a good one. Bye. Cheers.